Hi Sneha, my name is Pranay Prem and I'm from Mysa magazine and I'll be taking an interview today. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Okay, let's start off. Choreography seems to be a natural skill for you. How did you find out that this is your field of interest?
Oh, well, that's an interesting story because I actually never dreamt of being a dancer or a choreographer. I grew up having a lot of stage fright, and I think I was slightly underconfident as a child. You know how all children always wonder what will someone think about me and what will someone say about me if I try something new. So I was one of those same kids, like there are many kids out there. And I think it was in towards the end of school, closer to like 10th standard, some of my friends really convinced me to get on stage. Um, and I realized I had a little fun, but I still wasn't very thrilled to be on stage. And then when I got to college, it was like the fad to be a part of the Western Dance Association. If you made it on the dance team, that means you're a really cool person in college. And so all my friends tried out, and I didn't want to try out. And then they were just like, "Oh, just give it a go. If you don't get selected, you don't get selected." So I was just like, "Yeah, actually, why not?" And so I tried out for like 2 years back to back. In both years, I got rejected. And the choreographer told me that, you can dance, but you look really scared to be on stage. So maybe you should not be part of this dance team. So I said, "Oh, yeah, don't worry, no problem. I'm not feeling bad at all. I just tried out for fun because my friends also were trying out." And they was like, "Oh, okay, fine." And I think it was 1 year that the team was competing. And I studied in Mount Carmel College in Bangalore, and they were coming to Bombay to participate at Mood Indigo, and they were short of one person to be able to participate. And so they begged me, they were just like, "Sneh, please come and dance with us." And so I said, "Okay, on one condition alone, is that I will stand right at the back behind everybody so I can copy the dance while I'm on stage and nobody sees me." And they were just like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." And then if anyone has met me in person, they know I'm all of 5 feet tall. And I was the shortest kid in the dance team. So invariably, they all lied to me. They put me right up in front and in the center because I was too short. And the choreographer back then that was working with our college, he told me, his name was Richard, and he worked for Ludwige's dance studio in Bangalore. So after everything was over, he kind of told me, "Sneha, you have a lot of potential. There are a lot of things that come naturally to you that don't come to a lot of dancers. So if you ever wanted to try it out seriously, the doors to our studio is open. If you ever feel like you want to leave, there won't be any pressure, no contract that you can't leave. So why don't you just come and give it a try?" So I think it was then where I forcefully dragged one of my friends, and I was just like, "If I'm going to go try, you have to try with me." And I think after I tried, over there also it was the same case. I used to stand right at the back in the last row in one corner so nobody would see me. And over a period of like 6 7 months, a lot of my friends and my new friends moved up to the front of the studio. And I was just like, "Oh my God, they've all gotten better than me, and I'm still stuck in the back row." And I think, me personally, if I've ever done something, I've always done it wholeheartedly. And I feel that if it's for you, you'll know. And if it's not something that's for you, it's fine. So then I thought, why don't I really give it a fair shot wholeheartedly? And before I knew it, it was so surprising. I moved right up front in center in that at the studio. They made me their principal dancer. I put in like 13, 14 hours of rehearsal every day at the studio. And then Richard was the creative director at that point of time. And his dance partner had decided to leave the studio and move on. And he really wanted to compete abroad. So then at that point of time, he came to me and he asked me, "Sneha, would you like to be my dance partner? Is competing something that you would be interested in? There will be a lot of hard work and long hours. So if you're up to it, we can give it a shot. If not, then you don't have to." And I think it was then that I kind of realized what's the harm in trying. And I said yes, and then I got into full mode of rehearsal. And it was dance that actually gave me the opportunity to travel abroad,
Oh,
train with different instructors, be on stage. And then I realized that when I was on stage, the whole world kind of just blacked out for me. And it was just me in my little bubble having a good time, because I think if you're just having a good time, everything else falls in place. And before I used to be a nobody. I used to be an athlete growing up. And when I started dancing, I felt like overnight I suddenly became a somebody. It was just like, oh yeah, Sneha, who's Sneha? And then after I started competing, and I've won several international championships for India, because I represented India. And then, my name and my picture, obviously with my dance partner, was splashed across the papers. And everyone was just like, oh my God, Sneha Kapoor. I know Sneha Kapoor, and I go to her dance class. And so I think that in a very beautiful and natural way, I think dance chose me actually. I never chose dance. So before I knew it, it had already become a career, because at a really young age, I must have been like between 19 or 20, 21, and I was already teaching classes. I was earning a small income from teaching those classes. So it kind of just very beautifully, uh, it chose me. I don't know what else to say. It dance chose me. It was a beautiful mistake.
well, a mistake which did wonders for you.
I know, I know. Imagine if I was not dancing, I probably would not have been having this conversation with you today.
It would be a great loss for us.
Oh, you're too kind.
Okay, let's move on. What attracted you to appear in front of the camera?
Oh, that's actually a very easy question. So, after I did a lot of traveling and a lot of competing, that whole world is very different. And it was in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, that India's Got Talent was being brought to India,
Oh,
the format. And they got in touch with Lude, who is the owner of Lude Vijay's dance studio. And they asked him, do you have any Latin dancers that you would like to send to audition, because it is the first season in India, and it'll be great exposure for you and your kids, who, if they decide to compete. And so I was very excited. And so I told them that, yeah, I think we should compete, and it'll be fun. And so I think at that point of time, I had about a year and a half before 2009, I had met with an accident, and I still currently have a rod in my right leg, because I broke it in three places. So I was still recovering. So everybody was very nervous to like send me out there to start dancing, because the doctor said, don't take it easy till you're 100% okay. And then when the opportunity presented itself, I was so excited, and I was just like, not everyone gets opportunities like this every day. And I was feeling really bad to let it go. And so I kind of convinced my mother to give me permission to go and compete. And then I had to convince everyone at the studio, please don't be nervous. If ever I feel like I can't take it, or my leg is, not able to cope with the stress and the pressure, I will tell you that, okay, I'm done. I can't compete anymore. And so they were like, okay. And then I came to Bombay to compete in India's Got Talent. And I think that's when I realized, because that was my first time ever being on national television, that I had a lot of fun. And there's just something about being in the camera that made me, on a very personal level, feel very special. Because I think at that point of time, I just never knew that I could be someone who comes on TV, and I could see myself on my television set. It seemed like a very far off dream. And then when it was happening, the process was just really great. And I think that's when I realized that, oh, I would love to do something in front of the camera. And so, yeah, that's how my journey in front of the camera started.
so are you fond of dancing because it helps to express your vibe?
um, I think I'm fond of dancing because I just get happy. I could be having the worst day, but as soon as I step into a studio, everything that's going wrong or that my mind is thinking about that could be upsetting, it kind of just disappears. So I think I dance because somewhere very unconsciously and subconsciously I find happiness when I'm just moving. And then, like you also asked me just now, I get to just be me. And I think I've reached that stage today where I'm not really affected by what people might think or say about me, because that's just the way of the world. Everyone has an opinion.
Right.
It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to voice your opinion, but in a dignified manner, and not like trolling or like harassing somebody. So I think I've reached that stage where it doesn't really matter, as long as I know that I'm doing something that makes me happy, and I think I'm doing it to the best of my ability and capability. I'm okay with that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, so, did your interests help you match with people and to have new friends who are interested in dance and choreography in the same way as you do?
Yeah, I definitely made a lot of friends from the same community because we had dance as the common factor. But I've also made a lot of friends who have nothing to do with dance. And I think the great part about that is it's a conversation starter. They might talk about their career, I might talk about the dance career. There are a lot of people who are very fascinated to know about the world of television and film. And so, the conversations then go into, have you met that star? And have you worked with that star? And how are they to work with? Or how is the industry? And tell us the inside stories. And yeah, so I think I've met a really wide range of people because of dance, through dance, and anything that's connected with dance.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is your plan for the future years? To take choreography as an interest or strictly as a profession?
I'm currently a dancer, a choreographer, an artist in my own space, professionally. So I think professionally, where I would see myself going in the next, I don't know, 100 years is to probably go through the process of doing a lot more work for the television and film industry, trying to build my name and my brand slowly through the work that I do. um, I would love to try acting. I love acting. I've done one English feature film with a friend, and it was a great opportunity and experience. So that's something I would like to look at. And if we do talk about choreography, maybe when I reach a space where my mind is also in the right space, I probably would like to sit down and write a script and debut as a director. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities that I can explore, and I'm not someone who has one plan and I'm going to just do that. By default, with me, I have lots of plans. So I like to try all my plans together. So hopefully, in the next 5-10 years, I would have explored at least few of my many hundred plans.
So, the future is full of surprises for you, right?
Full of surprises. And I'm hoping that just how life gave me dance, life will give me some more exciting things to work on and help me grow. And yeah,
Okay. Okay then. Lastly, Mysa
la-
Magazine's ambition is to provide a platform for underrated artists of all kinds to showcase their talent. What advice do you have for the ones who are just starting out, waiting for a chance for fame, for showcasing their true talent?
oh my God. This is like a tough question. Um, so I'm going to be really honest to all the listeners out there, because I don't want to lie to you and give you false hopes. I think most importantly, you have to have a dream. Um, so I think that's where everything starts. The amount of effort you're willing to put in daily, the amount of hard work you're willing to go through. um, the amount of self confidence and confidence mentally, emotionally, and physically that you need to build for yourself, because no one can do that for you. Only you can help yourself with all those things. Uh, once you so if you have a dream, you will have that little spark to first bring all of this together for yourself. Nothing comes easy, so hard work is a given. And everyone's journey is different. So if you look at somebody else and you think that, oh my god, they got it so easy, why am I struggling? I think everyone should remember that everyone has their own journey and everyone has their own struggles. My struggles might not be yours and yours might not be mine. But I think to us individually, our struggles are struggles. So, never compare yourself to somebody else. I think you should only compare yourself to yourself so that you work on getting better and upping your standard. And I think honesty is one thing that will take you really far. Be honest with yourself. When you look at yourself doing what you're doing, it might be whatever you're pursuing in the arts field. And being able to take criticism positively also takes you a long way, because it broadens up your perspective on things and how people are looking at a certain art form or at you. That will help build you as a person, as an artist. So I think don't get swayed by criticism. Just take it with a pinch of salt. And what else have I learned? You're going to meet a lot of people who are going to tell you you're never going to make it. uh, it's not going to happen for you. You don't have what it takes. And I personally think I've had people who have told me that, and I've always used that to give me more power, because I think at a certain point that drove me to work harder, to prove a point to first myself, and then to prove to everybody else that you were so wrong. Like, I do have what it takes because I know I'm willing to work hard towards that goal. So I think, don't let people bring you down, and be kind to everyone around you. I think that's my main takeaway from this conversation will be that I know, being popular, being famous, having a million followers on Instagram, having people come up to you and ask you for your autograph and to click a picture with you is all great. And it sounds so amazing. And I will definitely say it feels amazing to receive love from people you've never met in your life. Um, but I think at the same time, don't forget to be kind and be humble and be true to your art, because one day all of us are going to go to the heavens above. And when people talk about you and remember you, they probably won't remember what you did and how much you achieved, but they're definitely going to remember, oh my god, I remember crossing paths with this girl or this boy, and they were so kind to me and they were so sweet to me. And I think that's the best way to be remembered, because money and fame will come and go, but who you are, people will always remember. So I sincerely hope that everyone stays, be true to yourself, your art, and be kind and humble, because I think that's all life is about, meeting people and making good memories. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. The energy you showcase on the dance floors can be definitely seen in this interview. It was very confident
Aw,
and entertaining.
thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I hope we can do this again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun chatting with you, Pranay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Soon, see you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Much love to you and everyone who's associated with your magazine.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And all the best for your future.
Thank you.